Guys, I'm with Ted Ligety.
Hey.
Not sure who knows him and who doesn't. I'm from the warmer climate, so can you give him a little bit of a background to who you are?
Yeah, I'm Ted Ligety. I'm an alpine ski racer, so I go fast around the gates. I have 2 Olympic gold medals, 5-time world champion, 5-time World Cup GS champion, so been doing this professionally for 17 years, so yeah.
Big deal in the sport of skiing, I think.
Yeah.
So foundation training brought us together today, obviously.
Yep.
I want to talk a little bit about how you found it, and then also what you've created to help reduce injuries as well in your sport. But first, how did you find foundation training?
So in ski racing, like the whole sport is like in flexion rotation, the worst possible position for your back, like icy, bouncy conditions. So I was having a lot of back troubles throughout like my career, having small back issues, but just like never really addressing it. And then finally I had like a couple bad back episodes where I was like out from skiing for a couple months. Then I started having like that sciatic pain all the way down my leg, and like doing the cortisone thing, just like trying everything to figure it out. And finally it led to me having a microdiscectomy. And then after that, it felt most of the way better, but I was still having back issues. And then that's when I really started like searching out like various different ways to like attack the back and try to like make it so it would allow me to have more longevity and like be able to do my sport in a way that I wanted to and not have that daily pain. And I finally came across foundation, started doing a lot. And then since I haven't had like the big back spells that like knock me out of the sport for a week, I might get a tight back for a couple days, but generally like I feel way more connected. I don't have like the big episodes as I normally had before. So
awesome.
That's kind of where I came at, is it worked for me and I'm able to do my sport better because of it.
Right on. What other tools have you found that you also utilize with it in conjunction, or I'm always looking to pick people's brains on what else they like to utilize.
So like I utilize foundation and like mostly in my warm-up, like every day before I go skiing, I do like mobility and core and foundation to like get ready to go up on the hill. Other like things like, I don't know if you know of OOV, it's kind of like a Pilates thing, but it kind of like takes on the same thing where you're not like back flat, you're trying to like keep the natural curve of your spine and still activating those stabilizers in there.
Are you utilizing it in one of our instructors, a Bondi lifeguard in Australia brought over a OOV one day for Eric and I to use, and I was like, I first looked at it like people with foundation training going,
looks like a weird sex toy.
And then he started to put us through a class, and I was like, this thing is amazing. So when are you doing classes, are you doing private work, or just self-work on it?
Self-work on it. So I had a physio that was into using it, and then I actually met the guy, spacing on the guy's name, who invented it, did some work with him. And not just like, it's good for like getting all those smaller muscles activated. And
awesome.
Because most of our work is like, you're doing like the gross core movements, you're doing like back extensions, you're doing like Russian twists and doing all these things where those like, we need those like muscles to be working for our sport and to like be able to take those loads. But you don't want to do those until you're like actually being supported and like everything's turned on. So like using that as a way to like make sure everything's turned on, and like also even like you're really quick to like see if something's not working because you can't balance on it, you know. You like, so getting those cues is like instantaneous on that kind of stuff. So similar with like foundation, if you like something's not working, you can feel that you're like, oh, I'm like not lining up because, you know, my cue on my left side is all jacked and I can feel it. So utilizing these things to like self-correct.
Okay.
On the road I travel with like a whole self-care kit of like,
what's in the kit?
Yeah, like I have like the percussion gun, I have like balls, bands, all that stuff, just like be able to work on myself. Awesome. We travel with physios, but you know, the first person to help yourself is yourself. So that's been key to me.
You talked in an interview you did with Eric. You talked about you doing it before you do your foundation before a flight, and I love that because so often it's always a joke, but people don't want to be that guy in the airport. But yet I look around and I go, our bodies are meant to move. How is it for you when you do? And you even, I mean, talk to us a little bit about that, maybe where your mindset is when it comes to doing that, being that guy in the airport or being the guy in skiing that initially everyone's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, for our sport, so we're like flexion rotation all the time. We sit on a chairlift, we get in cars, we drive 8 hours, we get in a plane to go to Europe, whatever it is. So we spend so much time just like stuck in that position. And for me, like in the airport or something, or even like on a long drive when I get out for gas, I like make sure to like stand up straight. I do like a woodpecker to like elongate my hip flexors. And those things just like help me like straighten back out, because like we spend so much time in that flexion position. So yeah, my wife is always embarrassed when I'm in the airport with her and I like break out a little bit of founder. Yeah. And then she like takes a couple steps back. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, those kind of things are like important for keeping my body going when I'm traveling a lot.
Yeah, awesome. The self-empowerment thing, I love it. And yeah, with what you've designed, can you talk a little bit about it? We're gonna plug in something for people to look at, but can you kind of explain the why for it and like how it came to be?
With foundation stuff?
No, the balance support tool that you guys ski with.
Oh yeah, so I mean, I have my own company, Shred. We do eyewear and protection for skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking. Yeah. And for me, like starting that was similar to like finding this, is I wanted to like have a product that helped me be safer, better, faster, all those things. So like we have a back protector and helmets and goggles and all these things, but really the impetus and the why was like boost my confidence in the mountain and like build products that help me go faster. So that's like, I guess I've always thought about ways to like try to like improve myself and like take that initiative, and that's been part of that, is trying to have like a company that actually helps me in my sport as well as, you know, the average person.
Hell yeah. So when the injuries come, because we know none of us are bomb-proof, yeah, what is your usual process for navigating when it happens? Like, what advice can you give to people that are skiers that, hey, they're waking up today and they're like, oh God, I've got that pain? What is your usual?
Yeah, I mean, my usual thing is like just trying to diagnose what it is, trying to like, over the years of my career, I've learned like all the parts of the body, like learned a lot of anatomy, and so I'm able to pinpoint a lot of what's going on. I'm lucky that we travel with the physio, but like I'm the first person to diagnose it, and then whether it's hitting with the lacrosse ball, trying to get some activation, loosening up in the shower or bath, or spinning or walking or running or whatever it is to loosen up initially, but coming back to those couple things to like just activate those small muscles and keep everything engaged.
Awesome. Well, this is going to be one of the last ones I want to really nail you with, but how would you say your view of wellness has changed from the young athlete to the mature guy creating tools to be safer on the mountain?
So when I was young, I used to just go in the gym and go hammer session, heavy, all the time. Didn't really take care of like the small stuff. I didn't really look at the details of like the longevity pieces. I was like maximize strength and power and like find the accelerator all the time, you know. That was like how I worked out. And as I got older and started having more and more injuries and more issues in my body, I've had to like take that other view of like, I can't hit the accelerator if I can't find it because my body doesn't work, you know? Yeah. So now I spend a lot more time, you know, maintenance on my body and, you know, the mobility side of things, foundation, like working all these small muscles that like, when you're a hammerhead in the gym, you don't hit, you know? Right. When you're just trying to like get big and strong and lift maximal amounts of weight, you don't always like hit those small things that like, you don't necessarily see them as like the highest return on investment, you know? Where now I know that like I can go hammer like that, but then I'm not gonna be able to use it. So I need to use these other small modalities to actually like use the power that I'm trying to generate in the gym as well.
Right on. Well, brother, I appreciate you giving us the time.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna do an awesome workout in the parking garage now to support the COVID distance with a couple athletes, and then I'll let him get to his family.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, bro.